Welcome to episode 515 of This Week in League. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jay.
And I'm Glenn.
Oh, he turns it on for the fucking fans.
Just said my name. It's not really turning it on.
Yeah, you sounded very nice. Very friendly.
I'm a fucking nice person.
Look, ordinarily, yeah. So, let's have an intervention. What's going on, Glennie? You right, mate?
I'm fine.
You've been very grumpy. No, this is like probably the grumpiest you've ever been.
I'm really not grumpy. I just was trying to finish something off that I had started. As I was here waiting, ready for you cunts, and then you're like, we're ready. You don't appear to be, even though it was the first cunt that was ready.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but like we were on the call for 3 minutes and you weren't there.
You really weren't.
So,
look, it's helpful if you include me in the call. Then I know that
it is. I do understand. Maybe Bill Gates thought up that this one feature the Skype should have is that if it says Glennie is unavailable, it actually secretly means he's on the call and ready. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. What's up, man? Have you got some? Like
No,
I'm in a shit of a mood this week. Because
we're here to record a podcast. Let's go.
Like I don't know.
We're already recording. This is a podcast.
Yeah,
it ain't weak to speak, mate.
So let's do it.
So here's the thing. I'm at the moment going through puberty 2.0, and if you're like, do you suffer the same things? Like, is your body changing? Because I fucking tell you what, puberty 2.0 is entirely directed at my gastrointestinal tract and how that's fucking dying over time.
Excellent.
Like, what's that mean? You got the green apple splatters?
Well, no. Like I now I used to make fun of old cunts that'd eat their dinner at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Mm.
But now, if I put any food into my stomach after, say, 9 o'clock at night, that like there used to be this little mechanism in my body that I could lie flat, and that food would not just end up in the back of my throat just from gravity.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you're dealing with some acid reflux situations?
Oh, it's fucking horrid.
Yeah,
it's fucking horrific.
Yeah.
And now, like, if I have exactly the right amount of water for my body every day, and if I drink 5 milliliters under that, it's like
dry,
trying to literally shit a brick. And if I'm 5 milliliters over that, it is you now need to shit with zero warning. Hope the toilet's close. I'm at fucking 6s and 7s. I don't know what's going on at the moment.
This week in old cunt fucking problems. Like
seriously. Like not even the benefits of a fucking Medicare compensated prostate check outweigh this shit. Getting old is not fun.
Yeah. Look, just to spin it a little bit. All that stuff's going on with you. It sounds fucking absolutely, terrible.
So, Glennie, I would understand if you're grumpy for similar reasons. It'd make anyone grumpy.
Yeah, I mean, you front up to the call tonight though, and you are fucking, very congenial and fucking chipper, and outright friendly.
I shouldn't take my problems out on other people. Is how I feel.
Yeah, right. Yeah, true. Very wise counsel there.
How's your guts?
How's your shitter? This doesn't work if you
fucking overly active because you two give me these shits. So let's fucking get into it, shall we?
Why are you trying to rush through this?
Because
I feel like
the less time I have to listen to you two, the better off I'll be.
Oh, Glennie. What are we going to do with you?
We're going to talk about some football, and then we're going to fucking load our files into a Dropbox, and then we're going to fuck off. That's what we're going to do.
Well, the relationship has become so transactional.
Yeah.
Are you cheating on us?
I'm here. That's my part of the transaction
yeah,
done.
But
you guys do your bit, and we'll all fucking just knock it over, eh? Let's go.
Oh, he's doing revenge podcasts. He's on the fucking revenge podcast.
I'm not that much of a fuckwit. Come on now.
Okay.
You got anything you want to talk about, stepdad? Glennie, he's giving me nothing.
I know. No,
I got nothing.
man. Look again. Unless you can fix my ruined intestines, or figure out a fucking time machine, so I can go back and eat anything I want again.
Do you think it was too much Fat Belly Jacks back in the 2020 or 2019?
No. That was external damage. That ruined the actual sphincter itself.
Yeah, right.
Like
I know. I saw.
That turned the sphincter into a bowl of rice bubbles.
Yeah. So, down in Sydney on Saturday, I went to a place called Ruby's, which has been following on Instagram. Looks the goods, hot chicken sort of thing.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Nice.
Not gonna lie, it was good.
Nice.
Wasn't.
That's where. So you were telling us about that Ruby's place, right? We were
Yes.
talking about it at Magic Round.
Yeah.
That burger place we went to at Magic Round was
Yes.
like, it starts with an R.
Remy's.
Remy's, right?
Yes.
So the day after we were there,
Yeah.
you know, maybe thinking about it, that's half of my problem with my guts. But the day after I went to that unhealthy burger shop with you,
Yeah.
I took Em back there because she
Still
she loves
digesting
that,
the burger from the day prior.
she loves that sort of stuff as well.
Because that was like 9. We were eating at like 9:30 or something. Like
Yeah.
like 9.
The extra chicken was unnecessary on mine.
We went back in there for lunch.
Right. So it's okay. So 12 hours later, you eat.
And
back in there.
we're finding on the way in, and I've said to her, "Oh shit," because I've been talking it up to her. She was starving, hadn't eaten all day, had to go and coach one of the boys' games. And that went late. We were getting late lunch, and I'm like, "Fuck, should just double check, because if we lob up there and it's shut, you know how some places like close between like 2 and 5."
You're saying the emotions you were feeling were the emotions that I was feeling when we were walking up there at Magic Round, because Glennie was like fucking ready to rip. Oh, you were grumpy then too, Nick.
I was hungry.
Anyway.
And it was a fucking long walk, and the walk was far longer than advertised, if I'm honest.
It was about 800 metres, Glenn.
Oh, fuck off.
No, it was like total. It was probably like 1.6k, I reckon, which is not very far, really.
And so I've said to her, "Look, just check this place is open. Look at it on Instagram. Double check the opening hours." And she's gone, "What's it called?" And I've gone, "Fucking Ruby's." And she's looking, and she's like, "I can't find it." And I'm like, "It's not fucking hard." Like, panicked. I wasn't that harsh. And I've gone, "Look, just search by the address," because I remembered the address. It was 106 Latrobe.
Yep.
Search it, and she's gone, "You fuckhead, it's called Remy's." So, yes, I spent too much time listening to Ruby's.
So you went back there. So you went back there and had it again, and it was good.
Oh, fucking cheese fries with bacon. Take me now.
Yep. So Ruby's good. Like they had like a six heat levels.
Yep.
And I thought, well, the top level is called "Fuck Me Up, Fam," and then the caption is "Don't do it." And I thought, look, I'm going to a concert, and an arena that has 10,000 or so there. I don't really want to be shitting broken glass there.
Yeah.
So I'll go like level 4, and it was actually it was gone like 30 seconds later. It was hot, but it was gone. So I would have said that was probably like a medium. So maybe their hot level maybe matches up to like the hottest one there that we used to have at Fat Bellies, but maybe not. Maybe slightly less. I'm not sure, but it was good.
I saw that place on
enjoyed it.
And it was only when you say "fuck me up, fam." You know that Spanian guy?
No.
He's like a Sydney celeb, Western suburbs.
Okay.
I don't know if he's actually a rapper, but like sort of went to jail really young, was involved in some pretty dark shit.
Okay.
And now he's just sort of a YouTube celebrity that's halfway between, I'm an ex-hoodlum.
Yeah.
And that life's stupid, don't get into it.
Okay.
Yeah. And he does this series on YouTube called It's All Eats.
Okay.
And it's just, it'd be like, it started off like so fucking Westy, which is why I loved it. it was like, where's the best charcoal chicken in Sydney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the best HSP
Yeah.
in Sydney? And he did one about hot chicken.
Right.
And so he went to Ruby's. He went to another place, which essentially from like the way it looked and all that stuff.
Bells.
I don't know, but it looks like they get their chicken from the same place.
Right.
And they're just like they're ordering it in, getting it, and serving it up. But there was another one that looked to be the goods. It was in this little fucking hole in the wall somewhere. I'll send you a link to the video. You can watch it for next time.
Right. Yeah. Cool. But yeah, no, it was good, and didn't have to shit myself, so it was even better.
It's always a win.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the hot chicken sitch in Toowoomba, Glennie? Or is fried chicken too ethnic?
We're very culturally diverse, as Nathan has pointed out just recently, if you paid attention.
Yeah, I did. That was on the member side, though, I think, Glennie. That was just when I was doing
you reiterated on the next episode.
Did I? Yeah. Because we went into in great detail while we were supposed to be talking about the West Tigers playing a game of football.
I don't know that there's too much hot chicken in Toowoomba.
Nando's extra hot.
Yeah, that's not the thing, is it?
No, but that's not. No, that's not it. No.
I did go to. Did I tell you I went to Proof?
I
did tell you I went to Proof.
Yes.
Yeah, that was last week, wasn't it? Yeah. I think you did tell us.
I almost went again. We had a guy out from the States on Monday, and we were planning on going again, but he caught up with some other customers in Brisbane on the Sunday, and he said he had a big feed of meat on the Sunday night, so he wasn't real bang up for it. So anyway, we it's a lovely Turkish restaurant in Toowoomba, and
which one was that?
Sofra.
The kebab shop.
Oh yeah, that was one that I couldn't get into the other night. Yeah.
Apparently, if you don't book like several days, you can't just rock up or ring up on the day.
Forget about it.
It's quite popular. So good feed.
Yeah,
nice. All right, let's get through these games in the interest of getting you back to bed at a reasonable hour, Glennie. Or back to the grind. Whatever you're doing. What are we? Where are we? Okay, there we go. Thursday night. Fuck me, these games feel so long ago. The Melbourne Storm 24 defeated the Brisbane Broncos 16 down at the Korean Housewife. Melbourne Storm's 24 came through a double to William Warbrick, Cameron Munster and Justin Olam also with tries. 2 conversions, 2 penalty goals to Nick Meaney. The Broncos 16 tries to Farnworth, Arthurs, Corey Pakes, and 2 conversions from 3 attempts for Reece Walsh.
Reynolds is finding new and inventive ways to get injured this time. Knocked himself out with a face plant.
I'll tell you what, that's becoming more common, isn't it? Yeah. AJ knocked himself with a face plant.
Yeah. Obviously, his loss is massive for Brisbane. They lose a lot of their direction with him out of the side. I think Reece Walsh tried and did some great things, but probably overplayed his hand a little bit. And then Ezra Mam again had some moments in the game. Billy Walters was a passenger, as you'd expect. But the loss of Reynolds and then the sin binnings to Farnworth and Carrigan really made it difficult for Brisbane to get into the contest. And on top of that, Melbourne still a little bit clunky in patches, but starting to show some signs of much better form. And they took full advantage of the opportunities presented by no Reynolds and those sin binnings to key players for Brisbane. So all in all, I think the Storm were reasonably good.
I think, and Reynolds is obviously a big loss. He's the calming, direction giver to that side. However, cast your mind back to last season when they were on their run before they had their giant fall off at the end of the year. They did a good fucking stint of that without Reynolds. I forget what it was. I think it was. Time, Well, yeah, I think it would have been about Eka time when it gets really breezy up in Brisbane. I think he was maybe the car door opened too fast for him and he went to catch it and did a peck or whatever it was. But he missed a lot of game time last year in the middle of the season.
Had the aircon on too high.
And everyone was, he tore an eyelid or something. But everyone was like, oh, they're gone. No Reynolds, they're gone. And they put in some fucking class performances. So I'm not sure he's the be-all and end-all of that team. I think the big one in this was, and it comes through in the comments after the game as well, but the officiating in this game was so fucking random and just seemed one of those ones where I don't know if referees now sort of get that first impression and then think through it and then decide if they're going to blow the whistle. But old mate just seemed to be fucking huffing and puffing at strange times and then letting other shit go. And I think Melbourne were more affected by it. I don't mean they got worse calls, but I think that Brisbane were already in that disjointed style of game because they had no Reynolds. They were already away from what they would normally do. And it crippled any sort of continuity that Melbourne was trying to build. And the shit calls went both ways.
Yeah.
But
like that the Carrigan sin bin is probably the big one.
Yeah.
Because it looked like while like if you look at this, if you just look at it as like, you know, like it's ticking, you know, items on a list.
Yep.
Yeah, look, it probably was, but I mean, he also clearly slipped off his feet. He wasn't like, you know, he wasn't trying to like leave his feet and drop or anything like that. I mean, he was trying to make the tackle, and his feet just, you know, slipped out from underneath him.
Look, I get what you're saying. I don't
as evidenced by the way that it was handled by the judiciary and everything as well.
And this is the thing though, I'm not sure that intent should come into it in the game. Like, for example, when there have been high shots and players have fallen into it, exactly the same thing happens. Well, you've made contact with the head, so it has to go and report. Generally, no, there might not be a sin bin, but then the judiciary look at that and say, no, there's no charge to answer. You know? They very fucking badly need, exactly like they've had for high shots or shots on kickers or things like that, here is the criteria for a sin bin.
Yeah, and I think they're still kind of working it out.
And they need it fucking quickly. Because all that gives you is continuity across games.
Yep.
And the interpretation of different referees or video refs will differ slightly, but as long as you've got, you know, those basic 3 or 4 things, at the rear of the player, feet have left the ground, ball carrier's legs under your body, like whatever those things are, cool. If you've ticked 3 out of 4.
Yeah, because like the thing is, there's the feet leaving the ground is not a thing. It's really the result. But the reason why it ended up as that result is because his feet slipped out from, you know.
No,
that's
been the thing that I've constantly heard fucking Annesley talk about. He said it's when players leave the ground in order to bring the opponent down from behind.
Yeah.
So essentially, what they're saying is that if you're in front of them, you can leave your feet. As in, you can use the full force of your body weight to bring them down. If you're behind them, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Broncos were given a free try anyway, so fucking, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, exactly. Zach, he said, if our biscuit captain was there, would have been good to see the end result. Yeah, he wasn't, though. He's fucking injured. Stephen, I hate both teams, but I have to say that was the most poorly officiated game I've witnessed in many years. The whole crew needs sacking. Shane, he said the Broncos get on a plane and nothing. There you go. Maybe you found their kryptonite. Graham, Melbourne are legitimately done. Just sneaking past the side with no 7 for most of the game and 3 sin bins. Things you love to see. Hammers, petition to rename them the Brisbane 44s. Andrew, dear Santa, all I want for Christmas is a Billy Walters free Broncos side. Thomas, I thought this one was fucking great. He goes, fucking hell. It's impossible to tell Broncos and Storms fans here. You're both refs faulting the same game so hard. Grover said, some rangers shouldn't be allowed out even at night. That cunt should never be in control of a whistle ever again. I wouldn't even let him be a crossing guard. He would run the kids into oncoming traffic. On a brighter note, we won the game and the fights. That's an all-points win for the mighty Storm. Chris said, fuck the Broncos seems fitting. As for the prepubescent Daywalker we loosely refer to as an official, what the fuck game was he trying to have? Can't remember a game that was refereed this bad. And I'll be saying this even if it was two totally neutral teams. It was great being there, but the atmosphere in the game were riding more bumps than a flipped over Rapids ride at Dreamworld. That's a lot of fucking bumps. Chewy, fuck the Storm and everyone ever associated with them. And fuck everyone with their rationale comments. Get fucked the lot of you.
Broncos fans.
Levius, he said, Arnott's Reynolds showing why South only wanted to give him a 1-year deal. Loved the NRL chaos. Love the bitch-ass Broncos fans crying about Carrigan's hip drop, but won't talk about the Walsh shoulder charge or the Coates' all-time Falcon-assisted try that 1,000% should have been checked by the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yep. Okay.
Happened both ways.
Yep. The Warriors 24 defeat the Doggies 12 at Accor Stadium. The Warriors tries to Curran, AFB, Dallin Wateni Zalesniak, and Volkman. 4 conversions from 4 attempts to SJ. Doggies tries to Edwards and Ockenbaugh. Berto, 2 conversions from as many attempts.
Sean Johnson is, again, pretty strong for the Warriors. I thought he was assisted by, as much as it pains me to admit it, Dylan Walker and also Volkman, who both had some good moments in, good playmaking moments in particular. I've said it before, but just really impressed with the way the Warriors are just playing with an expansive style, and they obviously have a freedom from Webster to try things. But the most impressive thing, and it's not something you could always have said about the Warriors, is that when they're trying those things, and it's far more controlled, and they're picking their moments far better than they ever had as a club, regardless of the playmakers they've had in there. So Webster, by the time this season's done, his stock as a head coach in the NRL is going to be through the roof. So hopefully the Warriors can hang on to him and
Yep.
continue to build around him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think a really important thing they could do for that is to not be based in New Zealand, so he doesn't have to live in New Zealand long term.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be a surefire way.
Shares in a scaffold company, fucking be raining cash.
Although, it'd get to the stage where eventually it'd be nice. Because I'm sure after the conversion, he'd be on, 7 or 8 million a week?
Kiwi dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could,
by
the end of the season, he could probably buy New Zealand.
Just carry around fat sacks all the time.
He's immediately rocketed into the top 3 richest men in New Zealand, just behind Scribe.
Yes, that's it. And Manu.
Asterisk.
So what happens though? If you're the richest man in New Zealand, are you not then obliged to call the refs cheats? What happens if you're an actual coach? You get fined pretty hard.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You're not obliged. I mean, you've got the power to do so if you wish, but
no, it seems that
he's got to pay Australian dollars to the NRL for the fines. So
I'll tell you, there's
only
one rich guy in New Zealand
dollars in
at the moment.
fines.
There's only one rich guy, and all I've seen him do is yell at the refs.
Yeah, but look at the scoreboard. It fucking worked.
Yes, there you go. Anything else you want to say on this one?
No.
Lovely. It says, Jeff, is Cam the next Trenty? What do you think?
Too early to tell.
Yeah, fuck. My feeling. Look. It is too early. It is too early to definitively say. But I mean, we can look at Garth Brennan. We can look at Trent Barrett. Seraldo's not really covering himself in glory at the start. Fucking Ivan Cleary was a 43% career coach before he fucking landed with the fucking roster. And the fruits of Gus's 7-year, 8-year, 5-year plan. So look, I think Webster's the one who's coming out of this looking like he might be the outlier.
Yeah, 100%.
And Cam, I'm prepared to call it right now. After what round is it? 12. Yeah, he's the next Trent. He's the new Trent.
You know what?
I said it after round 1.
Yeah, you did. It's so fucking funny. I think it comes down to the humility, or the fact that the Warriors were almost at last stages. When the Warriors were essentially saying, look, we've tried different coaches, we've tried no SJ, we've tried SJ, we've tried these people and those people, and nothing's fucking worked for us. Like, what do you need? And he would have gone in there and said, well, I need, this staff and a sports psychologist, blah, 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 whatever it was that he felt worked for him in his previous jobs. And they've gone, okay. Because I think what happens is you get all these coaches that are used to a certain amount of success in a certain system, and they're pulled out of that. Here's all your fucking $1 million players. We've gone and splashed all the cash, and our salary cap's fucked for the next 10 years, but they're all superstars, so win a premiership. And no one talks about the systems and the support and the fucking infrastructure of the club.
Yeah, I reckon. But the thing is, I reckon they get the systems and the support and the infrastructure, But the thing is, they can't transplant generational fucking juniors and take every single one of them and put them there ready to hit the peaks of their careers at the same time.
Well, no, I'm talking about like absolutely everyone.
Yeah, I'm talking about the case of these guys that left Panthers. Yeah,
but well, again, you look at this fucking dog side.
Mm-hmm.
How many grand final winners or grand final? We were talking about it in a group chat today. How many grand final winners or grand final appearance players are in that dog side now? Just from the last 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
what I mean. That's what I'm saying. So, like, you can't base these coaches on what they did in the 20s or as assistants and everything, because at the end of the day, they don't.
Yeah,
they're not good coaches. They had a generational crop that would really work for them.
100%.
They don't have a fullback that's won a premiership. They don't have a halfback that's won a premiership. They don't have a hooker that's won a premiership. So
they don't have a 5'8" who won a premiership as a 5'8"
exactly
either.
Right.
Like, no, well, Reid Marnie was in the grand final last year.
Yeah, but he appeared in the game, but they were never in the grand final.
Exactly.
Either.
No, that is true.
Their season really effectively ended the week before.
Yeah, it did.
Ended on a win. Dairy Queen vibes are all around fucking Church Street, but still. Like,
Dom. He said, wasn't it great seeing 13 Warriors on the field for 80 minutes? Definitely lost focus towards the end of that game, and the first half was just magical from SJ. Question. I was thinking to myself, which SJ would I prefer? The 2011 version or the 2023? Two very different players. It's not tricky. You take the 2023. From what I've seen, this SJ is the fucking... Like, he's not crafty veteran yet, because he doesn't have to be. He's not that. But this is the best SJ I've seen.
What about this 2011 SJ with a real coach?
Ooh.
Equals 2023 SJ.
Yeah,
there's a formula right there.
Terry, I was at the game and the Bulldogs just gave up so much yardage to the Warriors. TPJ is diabolical. We've had the Reynolds back to Belmore Story, so I can continue in reserve grade. Haynes plays like he can't decide to run or pass the ball, inevitably gets tackled meekly or intercepted. Not sure who the Dogs can put at fullback though, because if we take Jake out of the centres, we lose our best strike player.
Fair point.
There you go.
That's it. Okay. Panthers 48 defeated the Roosters 4 at Bluebet Stadium. The Panthers 48 came through a double to Scott Sorensen, a double to Tyrone Peachy.
Wow.
Of all people. Edwards, To'o, Taruva, Luai also with tries. Cleary 8 conversions from as many attempts. The Roosters 4 came through a try to Corey Allen. That's it.
Yeah. Look, I'll tell you, I know he scored a double, but fuck me, I am not enjoying having that guy back in the first grade side. No, Peachy. Peachy. Oh, man, I'm a fucking Sorensen stan.
What a fucking worldie he had, though.
All day long. Yeah. He just strikes me. Everything you hear about him from other players says that he's the consummate professional. As in, like, just goes above and beyond on his own. Like, his nutrition's top notch, his training's top notch, like all of that stuff. And he involves himself in the game. He's that guy that's where you need him to be, without you knowing you need him there. You turn around and look for a pass. Oh, there he is.
You have some guys that are athletes that happen to be footy players. He's just a fucking football player. I don't know that he could excel at anything else in life other than rugby league. So he's fallen into the right profession.
Oh no! But again, he's like, for the comments his teammates make about him goes to his discipline. As in, he's always the best prepared, and he's always doing extras at training, like, for himself, and he's not doing it for any other reason. That discipline
probably translates anywhere, doesn't it?
Would hold him well in whatever he chose to do. And who knows? He might be incredibly intelligent, I don't know, or he might be dumb as a fucking doornail. But discipline will do a lot for you in whatever profession your brain allows you to do. But fuck me, Peachy, like, even that, like, he nearly bombed a fucking certainty that he ended up giving to Edwards. But I don't need that heart and mouth shit. Much better performance from Penrith, both in attack and defence. The really fucking Look, I don't know if it's worrying. I said this last week. They didn't look like the effort was there at the same level of a team like Souths. They've won 2 premierships. They've gone back-to-back. Souths are chasing this year. They understand it's their year. And they look to know that in all the games they're playing.
You won 48-4 against a team that's going to finish in the top 6.
But I'm saying, like, Luai had the best game that he's had all season.
I don't think the Roosters are going to finish in anyone's top 6 anymore.
And the reason Luai had the best game that he's had all season is because there's all this talk about Origin and does he deserve his Origin jersey and is he this and is he that? And then all of a sudden he can go out and do that. So that shows me quite clearly. And I say this, it sounds fucking harsh, but I can't think of another way to say it. They're lacking motivation.
It's still a good sign come finals time, right? They're clearly going to be there around the top of the table. Okay, finals time, boom, switch gets flicked and you're on.
Yeah, does it though? Like,
I mean, it's what they do.
I don't like the switch flick.
I agree with you. Yeah, but
look at the ones that have been consistently good, like a Bellamy coach team. They taper. You know, they're there or thereabouts all year, and then they taper into the finals. Look at Wayne Bennett coach teams when they're making the finals. Same thing. It's not like they flick a switch; they build. The fact that he could just go on there and put on a game that was one of the reasons he got the Origin jersey in the first place, where he was just all effort, all night. Give me the ball, and I will just fucking run full pelt, and you better come with me. That was the Luai that won 2 rings. You know, again, in saying that, the rest of the team did step up. Their defense was great. The Roosters, I think, was really disappointing in their intensity. Like when they went out there and just didn't feel like they wanted to be in the contest. Penrith knew they had them. And they got back to that side where, fuck yeah, we're just going to be super patient for 80 minutes. We're going to sit here and we're just going to set after set after set. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't come off because we know as part of our 80 minutes, we will get you.
Maybe it wasn't all Sam Walker's
Brandon
fault.
Smith. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think Brandon Smith had his best game.
No.
You know, and look, I get... Oh, sorry. Whether he starts or whether he comes off the bench, he's going to be an impactful player in more games than he's not. But I'm not sure that he can do it by himself. And there aren't many who can. But when you've got JWH and Lodge, and they're just having those nights where they're going to fucking put the ball down and then let it get to their head and turn into fucking even dumber walkers, then the Roosters aren't going to have any fun. Anything else you want to add on that?
No.
Oh, fucking Manu going down sucked too. That's fucking horrible. Have we heard what he's done?
No.
Has it come out? Yeah.
Oh, it would have come out. I just can't recall what it is. I can't remember.
Okay. Daniel. So the Roosters are a shambles at the moment, and I'm here for it. Nathan, Swali is a myth, dominated by Peachy. Well, there you go, rugby union. Enjoy.
Fuck off the rugby, yeah.
Take Peachy. He's better than him. Pay him more than Swali. Phil. Manu injured, and apparently Walker has done a knee and might need surgery. Not looking good for the Roosters going forward.
He did do his knee.
Fuck. Ben. Maybe if Robbo tries dropping Walker to the next grade below New South Wales Cup. I don't know what that is. Maybe that'll work. Riggs. Unpopular opinion, I don't think the Roosters were that bad tonight. Penrith were in a mood and they would have smashed whoever they were up against. The line speed and ferocious tackling by Penrith was next level. Joey. Would have loved to see the 50 burger come up, but I'll take the scrambled egg the Panthers provided. Ben. We didn't concede 50, so therefore can still win the comp. Bullish. Richard. When the Roosters signed Walker to play 5'8", I wondered who they would pair him with in the halves. Couldn't be Keary. Too small. But they did and discovered clubs will run through 2 small halves unless you have all your best forwards there to protect them. So we get all our best forward. We get out our best forwards and then drop our halfback, put our 5'8" to half, our best centre to 5'8", our best available winger into the centres, and a Wakefield Trinity quality winger onto the wing. We have absolutely big-brained this like a bottom 4 shit club, and we absolutely deserve this. Joel, all jokes aside, Peachy would have to be close to the value buy of the year. Wonder if any player has
Stop
gone from a
reading
wooden
that.
spoon to maybe winning a grand final ring.
Fucking. He's the luckiest player of the year. I'll give you that. About value.
Yeah.
What value is he bringing?
Who was our centre in 21? That like just won like 3 rings in a row. Like he went Roosters to the
Momorowski.
Storm to the Panthers. Yeah, and then to the he went the reverse of that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was doing the jump arounds as loaners as well.
Yeah,
It wasn't even like he was changing clubs. Like really, I mean,
That's
he was just getting loaned out here, there, everywhere. Yeah.
and then he ended up at the Tigers, and he was fucking.
Yeah. He was like Bizarro Harry Grant.
Fantastic. Next game.
The Rabbitohs. Speaking of, they defeated the West Tigers 20-0 at Accor Stadium. The Rabbitohs 20 came through a double to Milne. Latrell with a try. Trom with 3 conversions from as many attempts and a penalty goal. West Tigers nothing. and I did actually go and visit Ruby's when I was having the hot chicken. I was like, where are we? Oh, we're in Concord. You know what else is in Concord, right? The fucking quad stretching fucking COE of the old West Tigers. So, so Mezzy pulls out his phone. He goes, "Yeah, that's not even 5 minutes drive from here." All right. So after we finish eating, we're going down to visit the fucking COE. So I went down and visited, and obviously everyone was at the game at that point, so there was no one there. But
I'm sure the
had a walk around.
The Blue Wiggle wasn't there, trying to think
Didn't
up
see
a
him.
way to sabotage his own fucking purchase at the club further.
No hot potatoes, no mashed bananas. I didn't see any of that shit.
Did we discuss that?
No, I think that happened after. Yeah, like that. We'll discuss it if you want to. Like when it happened after the last show. It was kind of Thursday, Friday last week.
I just couldn't believe that is almost the most fucking West Tigers thing.
For a
I've
man
ever
who's
heard.
done extremely well in business in his life, it was the most unbusiness-like fucking thing of all time. But we can get to that. Oh fuck it, we can talk about it now. I don't give a fuck. We can talk about it right now if you want.
So an
expand.
article came out, and so I don't know who asked the question or how it came up, but the Blue Wiggle has essentially said that if he got a bit of a windfall, that he would 100% buy the West's Tigers. And what he would do is kick the Tigers, the West's part out of the merger, kill them, and just...
No. He wasn't going to kill them.
I was going to send them to Perth.
He was going to say they also should operate as a club in their own right.
So the Western Magpies
how more
should
west
go to
could you
Perth.
get than... How more west could you get than Perth?
Yeah.
So you take your 90% share and fuck off to Perth. And I'll roll in some of my fucking wake up Jeff money into...
I just love how he said that he's got to win the lotto. I mean, his net worth would be in the tens of millions of fucking dollars. And
20 mil, it said, somewhere around there. However, somehow the West Tigers is valued at 60
what?
Which is
New Zealand dollars?
Is absolutely fucking... That is just made up numbers. No, it would be in baht. In yen, probably fucking...
Dead. 60 million. Didn't Russell Crowe buy South for like 2?
I think it was more than that, but it wasn't anywhere near. It wasn't over 10.
That club didn't have the history that the West Tigers merged.
I agree with you,
does.
but 60 seems
I put
stretch.
it to you that the Rabbits have exactly the same history because they've both been around for the same amount of fucking time.
What price the book of feuds?
They're both. Oh, well, that's true.
But
that's
just,
true.
Instead of going, you know what? Yep, I'm a proud Tigers member and I love the club. And if the opportunity ever came up and I could afford it, I would love to own them. To own them. Like somebody like Russell Crowe, to be a lifelong dream come true. But the only thing I'd change is I might want to play a few more games at Leichhardt because I love Leichhardt. I remember going there as a kid, fond memories. That's all you needed to say. You fucking, better branded fucking Catholic priest.
And now he's basically just telegraphed his fucking punch from 16 kilometres away.
Yeah. So,
And so now with 90% of the JV, I mean, West would be like, well, yeah, here's some fucking hot potato for your son.
yeah. You know what I'd be doing?
Balmain, dead.
If I'm on the board of the fucking or the West's board at the moment, I'm conference calling him at our next meeting, going, we need a donation from you, otherwise Balmain's dead. Balmain is dead. We're keeping the trademark, we'll keep the branding, we'll keep the Tigers, so Balmain will never ever be able to use them. You'll be an inner city North Sydney Bears. But we're happy to accept your donation to stop that from happening.
That donation will be 60 million, please.
Yes, that's it.
Right. So yeah, the game itself, though.
Fuck, I thought we were going to skate through. I was like, how good. Look, West Tigers gallant in defeat. All jokes aside, they did show an ability to hang with South for a far longer period than I expected. South clearly way too classy, such a far better side. Tigers, they got into an arm wrestle, and it was 8-0 till the back end of the game, where they put a couple of tries on towards the end, and the scoreline blew out a little bit. But I don't think the Tigers were terrible. The same issues about not being able to score points in the attacking 20 rang true. South defended well. Tigers scrambled. South created opportunities on the left, as you'd expect, because that's kind of what they do. And Tigers scrambled pretty well. Thought Dream Buller was good. Again, for a young kid, hasn't put a foot wrong so far. And, but I will say, South probably really didn't get into top gear and didn't need to. So, on to the next one. Sorry?
Bit of a shit game. Bit of a shit game.
I would have liked to have seen more from Souths. Oh, and who knows if they've looked at this one and legitimately said, well, fucking we can go this at 30%, so don't go too hard, boys. But this is one of those ones where I really would have liked them to have gone, we play to the same level every week, no matter who the opposition is. And sometimes that against good opposition will win by 15. We should win by 30 tonight. Easy. So, but if that's the biggest complaint you got against Souths,
they're going all right. They're going all right.
Too badly.
Yeah.
Devon Head. He said the Tigers would have had more chance to score if they locked the Rabbitohs in their Campbelltown chariot till they said yes.
Love it.
Thomas, he said, that's how you do it, Jay. Which okay, fine. If you'd like advice on beating Souths in grand finals, though, come and talk to me, and I'll explain how that's done. But Josh, the Tigers had a high completion rate and honestly did well to keep a team like South to 8 points for so long. Just unfortunate the Tigers' attack is as sharp as a bowling ball. Jordan. Oh, hang on. No, that's the next game. Let's go.
Cowboys 42 defeated the St. George Illawarra Dragons 22 up at the Abattoir in North Queensland. The Cowboys 42 tries, double to Felt, a double to Lukey, jet ski with a try, Dearden with a double. Val 6 conversions and a 2-point field goal, which did qualify as disrespectful. I think it was about 22 to 4 or 6, I think, when he did it. Dragons 22, they came from tries to Jack DeBellin, Jaden Sewer, Rawalawa and Sully. Conversions, 1 to Sullivan, 1 from 2 to Bird, 1 to Mbai.
Of all the Dragons' sins, playing the Cowboys into some sort of form might be their worst offence yet. Robson was cutting holes through the ruck. Drinkwater cut him to shreds. Felt turned the clock back. Chad's backing up on the inside. Fucking Val's tearing through. Like, make a tackle, you cunts. absolutely no wonder Hook got sacked. Absolutely.
The thing is, though, as well, I mean, this game, I was watching this one at a pub before the concert, and shit fucking pub too, by the way. I think it's called the Locker Room, the fucking precinct there. It's like an office building that they converted into a pub, I think, just the way it's laid out, and it's fucking shit. Anyway, remember the Dragons were well on top. And they were looking like the team that was going to be running away with this at the start. And then they had that situation where who was it got sin binned, and which was a bullshit sin bin. Like he got tangled up and got sin binned for fucking nothing. And that was after I think Felt knocked the ball on as well. And so that flipped the whole game then. And from that point on, the Cowboys sort of they got back. I think they were behind at that stage. They got back. They took the lead, and then they just went on with it.
It was good to see Lukey play such a good game as well. He's obviously come on around the same time as Nanai and Tuolangi, but his game, his long stride that can hit holes, his line running, is fucking impressive. And he had an absolutely outstanding game. I thought he was great. So it's good to see him, putting his best foot forward and getting his time to shine, because Tuolangi and obviously Nanai, more so last year, obviously, had plenty of time in the sun.
Yep.
What do we? And look, who knows? I'm fucking cannibalising the news section here a bit. Did you guys read the story about Ben Hunt's 300th game celebration dinner?
Yes.
Did you see that?
I was saying.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's not a fucking good look.
So just to let people know what the story was, there was a celebration, like a dinner for Ben Hunt commemorating his 300th game in the NRL, and the Dragons board members or something didn't come up. I mean, but also I think it was they were in Queensland at the time though.
Yeah.
So
they're in Queensland. I think they held it on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And like Kevin Walters and a bunch of the Broncos that either knew him or played with him or from Origin, whatever. Yeah. They went.
Yep.
Like a bunch of other people that have been involved in his career
Jonathan
turned
Thurston.
up, and not one Dragons board member or front office member turned up.
Was it raining? Because plane, they couldn't get a plane if it was raining.
Yeah, true.
Endless air, grounded.
And surely Hook had to know this was it. The writing's on the wall.
It feels like it's been waiting for the other foot to drop, over the last 2 or 3 losses.
It's just this, yeah. Okay, we'll play him at hooker then. It just nothing about this season for the Dragons makes sense. But anyway, not that we should.
It's funny because they deserve it.
Lando. I don't know why he's commenting here.
Isn't he a Dolphins fan?
Is he not now officially a Dolphins fan? Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit coach, that's what you get. Bunch of walk straight up and put one on Hook's snout and go tell the board he wants a release. Hope he goes to Dolphins. Jordan, Hunt probably deserves better, but the Dragons are shit and Hook has no idea, so fuck them and fuck the Broncos too. Up the cows. Nathan moves Hunt to hooker and brings in Sullivan for 3 weeks. Sullivan plays 20 minutes, gets binned from being caught under a tackle, and then gets hooked. Hunt plays the rest of the game at half in his 300th. This is the definition of Griffin ball. Mm-hmm. That was a fucking weird move, hey. And unless your half is diabolical. Diabolical.
Let's be absolutely clear. That Simeon was fucking bullshit too.
Yeah.
It was more bullshit than Carrigan's.
Yeah. But just to not go back on.
Hunt is their best player by the length of the straight.
Yeah.
And he's a halfback.
Yes.
Of all your selection decisions, that has to be the easiest one. Play your best player in his best position. Pick him there. Make him captain and let him fucking do his thing. It's the other 16
But this is that thing.
Fucking, I understand that's difficult.
But can we look at... we've been on this, and it's always great to have a number 7 that's phenomenal. Your Thurstons, your Cronks, your Clearys, those guys. But the run that North Queensland had last year that was off the back of a purely competent number 7 that just did those basic things a 7 should do to an above average level all season. Like, Ben Hunt's better than that.
A long way better than that.
So a long way better.
Yeah, so this is the thing though. If Ben Hunt is such a Hook loyalist, Hook's not getting a job anywhere. If he's such a Hook loyalist and ends up on the market, let me tell you, people want to talk. There was a lot of talk about his contract value when he left to go down to the Dragons initially. Can I tell you, he's going to get fucking paid. Because let me tell you, the Roosters would love a fucking Ben Hunt.
Yeah,
the Bulldogs would love fucking Ben Hunt. The Canberra Raiders would fucking love Ben Hunt. In their side.
Not to sound
Believe
like
me,
the Blue Wiggle.
He's going to get...
Tell you what, if I was in charge of the West Tigers, I would be making fucking fun of Ben Hunt.
I mean, yeah, he's going to get
I would
fucking
be ringing
paid.
you, going, listen, you don't know who I am, but I own the West Tigers. I paid 60 million New Zealand dollars for them, and I would like you to come and be our halfback, and I will pay you in Australian dollars.
Yeah. And we've got a third-party deal set up where you can be the fucking red wiggle as well.
Oh, fuck. I will give you a big red car and fucking $1 million to come and play for this fucking
Tell you what,
club.
I don't need that. All I need is 7 or 8 minutes a month with both yellow wiggles at once, and I'm there. Pay me $50,000 a year.
You'd play for free to get some FaceTime with
Greg,
with Emma, and Greg. Oh yeah.
No, have you seen there's a new
I know,
yellow wiggle?
I know who you're talking about.
No, all my family is now aged out of the Wiggles, so I don't know anything about the Wiggles anymore.
Really? You don't go on some nostalgia trips?
Well, I do. That's why I thought you were talking about Greg.
The nostalgia, the nostalgia lineups. Like, I mean, like in the ages of my kids were, Killy was like he was like at the tail end of like the classic lineup.
Yep.
Probably.
Yep.
And then
the David Lee Roth days.
Yeah, and then my daughter, when she was going through, she was like, she went from the that tail end of the classic lineup through till.
So she's why can't this be love?
Yeah, through the Sam, through Sam, and then into Emma, and that era. So,
lovely.
And after that, I've got no fucking idea. I have no idea what they're doing now. So no, the new yellow wiggle is hot. Is what you're trying to say.
Look, it's better than Greg.
Well, where my fucking predilections lie. That Emma fucking ticked the box with anyone.
Yeah, no, she's not ticking your boxes.
She's no Emma.
Yeah, she's no youthful Pauline Hanson.
Fucking couple battered sabs in a potato score, love.
Seriously, looking across that Dragons roster, like we've spoken tonight about, guys like Sorensen who are just athletes or footy players. There don't seem to me to be a lot of those in the Dragons side. There's not those guys who you look at and say, fuck yeah, they work hard. I'm not saying they don't, but they don't give off that vibe from the way they are on the field.
Yeah, I think a bit of that might be the coaching as well, because the one thing that I would, there are different types of players in that, and you see it at different clubs, and I think the way that I would characterise the Dragons roster, if you take the rapists and motherfuckers out of it, there's a lot of young players who I would say have been not given adequate chances at first grade, or being misused in first grade by the coach who's just been recently departed. And so I'm interested to see how they respond to him being gone, because it felt like he was an impediment to there was no development of their careers.
That's it. And this is that crucial fucking step of, up until, probably even Reggie's.
Mm-hmm.
You get by so much on just pure athletic ability. Look at fucking who's the fat cunt that went from Manly to the Dragons?
George Rose.
Cuthbo.
George Rose.
Huh?
Cuthbertson. George Rose.
No. The one that like sits there,
Sully.
and he was talking the other week, like being Sully.
Almost a Sully.
Fuck
I
me,
don't- I
that's
didn't-
fairly-
I would come
I would
here.
never catch you on. I mean,
You know.
look, he fell asleep. He fell asleep fucking after some KFC when he was, training for the doggies. But I mean, I wouldn't characterize him as a fat cunt.
Oh. But seriously, look at it. Tell me he hasn't gotten by his entire career on just being bigger than everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and now you're in that situation where, you know what? You can probably be 5 kegs or 10 kegs bigger than everybody else, but they will outwork you. And over the course of 80 minutes, they will make you look fucking ordinary. There seems to be just a lot of that in that Dragon side for me. And whoever comes in there has a big fucking job getting buy-in from them.
Yeah, I mean, it seems at the moment. I mean, look, we've spoken so much about it. It's at the moment. It's the assistant who's going to be the interim coach. His name's Ryan Carr. I know nothing of the guy. He's going to be taking care of it for this week, and then the club board and management will be assessing like the candidates for 2024. So I don't think that they will have anyone else coaching the side this year unless they do something like sign Jason Riles to a long-term contract and then agitate for early release.
Yeah,
which is not uncommon. I mean, it could happen, but otherwise, it looks like it's like interim for the rest of the year.
Fun. Dev said after 5 close losses, it was refreshing to have a blowout to remind me just how trash my once great club has become. Now, if you need me, I'll be in my closet having some alone time with the Mars bar. Justin. The second half was a dead set cripple fight. Most of them had giant dildos for hands. Fucking Sully. Fuck me, that prick couldn't catch an STD in Bangkok with a fistful of 50s. That's a good one. Ben, good to see the hip drops and cannonballs are all right now, but doing a bloke a favour by brushing some fluff off his chin is one of the 7 deadly sins. Oops, no, hang on, that was about the Eels. There we are.
All right, so we're going ahead.
Fucking
all
hell.
right. Yeah, the Raiders 26 defeat the Eels 18 down there in Canberra. The Raiders 26 tries to Hopewada, Young, Chris and Timoko. 3 conversions to Teary Eyes, 2 penalty goals to the same. Eels 18 tries to Hopgood, Simonson and Sivo. Gutherson 2 conversions and a penalty goal.
I'm not sure Hudson Young is getting the raps he deserves for the role he's playing in this Raiders winning streak at the moment.
Why? He's the only one in the side getting
You
raps.
reckon?
Who else are they rapping?
I don't know that there's enough talk about it, to be quite honest. I think...
Well, it's the Raiders. Who wants to talk about
I
them?
agree with you, but fucking 5 on the trot. By comparison, the Eels' losses are mounting up. I reckon they'll be relying on some Origin time wins against depleted opposition to try and claw their season back.
And I mean, they're depleted themselves too. I mean, just Sean Lane in this game, he injured himself. He's out for another 6 to 8.
Yeah, fuck. And he was a big out for them at the beginning of the season.
It's funny, like as much as I hate the Eels, I've always, I've sort of considered the losses to start the season as, they've been close, and it's just like, they're so close that like the Eels aren't shit. It's just not quite clicked for them, but they're not that far away.
Yeah.
But fuck me, I mean, here we're a dozen games in now, and apart from a big win over the Knights, hasn't been a lot of joy.
Exactly. I don't know that the Raiders' ceiling is much higher than where they're at right now, but their style of play perfectly suits their roster, and it, it's not my favourite thing to admit, but you have to give some credit to Ricky for doing that. And then you've got the Whiten emotion now. The dust has settled from that announcement. They can turn up the jack, so to speak. So, I don't think the winning streak ends at 5.
Right.
Interesting.
Have we looked at
their roster?
And look,
we look at them. Looking at their draw. You mean? They've got.
Sorry, their draw. Yeah. Here we are.
Yeah, well, they're losing this week. Unlucky boys. The streak does end, Glennie. That's unfortunate.
I'll be the judge of that.
So, hang on. Yep, they've got Manly. Then the Rabbits.
Gone. Well, 5 is a good run, though.
Then they got the Tigers. So the streak's back on.
Well, they got to get their annual 60 burger there, right?
Then they got the Warriors.
Okay,
Then they
so
got
the
the
streak
Roosters.
ends at 6 and doesn't start again for another 3 weeks after that.
The streak ends at 5, Glennie. And may not ever start again.
Can't beat Manly. I'll take
And I'll
back
tell you,
everything I
they
said
have...
about them.
The fucking Raiders have the softest fucking draw of the entire competition.
Well, Broncos, but yeah, I see your point.
So, Manly, Souths, Tigers. Right, the Warriors. Then they got a bye. Then the Roosters, the shit. Then the Titans, then the Dragons, then another bye. Then the Warriors, then the Knights. They get to play the Tigers twice in a season, which is just fucking unfair.
It is, isn't it? Patently unfair.
Then they've got the Storm, it's a tough one. The Bulldogs, they're shit. The Broncos, which have already knocked off once this season. Close it out with the Sharks. Jesus.
Raiders probably vying for the minor premiership at this stage.
Anything less would be a failure.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I've never known Ricky to be a failure or anything.
If you get the Tigers twice in a season and don't win the minor premiership, fucking hell.
I mean, you're second only to like actually dropping the game to the Tigers, right?
Oh, illegitimate joy. Nat. So the Raiders win against the Eels. Paul Kent gets sent to the Slammer, and I win a set of bar towels at my nan's club this arvo. Best Saturday ever. I'll let you be the judge.
It sounded fair.
Fucking oath.
Fair Saturday.
Michael, the King is back. Gutho for man of the match. 3 try assists for the Raiders, some crucial turnovers, and outstanding pointing and yelling to the L's. I got to say, that was one of my fucking most favourite parts of the game. When the Eels had made a break and I forget who it was, but like they kicked over instead of going through the hands or something, and Gutho was there, giving them an absolute fucking gobful, like, what the fuck are you doing? Then somehow they get the ball back, and it's passed to him, and he just fucking drops it cold on tackle 2, and doesn't even look his fucking teammates in the eye.
Yeah.
How anyone can fucking stand playing with that cunt is beyond me. Well, to go off your head that hard at people for having a shot on a break and maybe not pulling the right trigger, but pulling a trigger, and then not backing that up yourself. Fuck me. Josh.
He also challenged like a high tackle or whatever that he made himself, and lost that challenge.
Fucking dumb cunt.
It was a great game for the Gutho aficionado.
Els had a completion rate of 68%, conceded 10 penalties and made 12 errors. You love to see it. Yeah, no one wins that. On to the next one.
The Newcastle Knights 46 defeated the Gold Coast Titans 26 in Newcastle. The Knights 46 came via tries to a double to Dominic Young, a double to Bradman Best. Frizzell, Marzu, Ponga and Gagai with tries. Miller 6 conversions and a penalty goal. Titans, their 26 came through a double to David Fafita. Sami, Campbell and Khan Pereira with tries. Tanner Boyd 3 conversions.
Ponga. You saw the talk.
In the interest of fairness,
What a fucking game.
yeah, that's the game that he's been paid the millions for.
Fuck yeah.
That's the baseline, really. I mean, what did he do? He scored 1, set up 2, 3.
Yep.
You know, like that's what they're paying him the big bucks for.
Yeah.
And hopefully, for their sake, he can keep delivering that, and it doesn't, and it can't just get, like a heavy hit, can't put a stop to it. You know what I mean?
One of his teammates came over the top when they were celebrating after his try. I thought he's in trouble. Come up over the top. There was some contact with the head. I was like, righto. He's had a good game, but it's fucking over now. He's getting stretched off. But he survived.
You think the independent doctor would have seen that and run it back and said, "Listen, Carl Pong off HIA."
Would have been a fair call.
Well, you got to look at it like Adam Reynolds. he's been put down to a neck injury.
Yeah.
So there's no one's looking at his concussion or the fact that he slammed his fucking face on the turf and his head bounced up as high as it normally is.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but what that was I don't want to say career game because he's had some good games, but you're right, mate. That should be.
Oh, that may very well have been his best club game ever. Because when I'm thinking of highlights and great things he's done, they've generally otherwise been in State of Origin.
His first ever Origin game was outstanding. I remember that well.
Yep.
Club games, it's more a moment here or there. Like this was a fairly consistent performance across the course of the game.
Look, definitely his best game in the halves.
Yeah, definitely.
Put it that way.
David Fafita's try where he ran the length of the field. Do you reckon Lockie Miller was actually at top speed? Or was he just like trying to stick with it long enough that he didn't have to tackle him?
He couldn't have been at top speed because I mean, Dave Fafita is a fucking spectacular athlete. Like I'm not getting. There's no shade here. There's no fucking way in a match race over 100 metres he doesn't even get within 10 metres of Lockie Miller.
Lockie Miller is renowned for his acceleration and his speed over.
You know what he's also renowned for? Weird fucking defensive. Weird fucking defensive moves.
I reckon he just like, look, I'm fucking trying, I just can't get there. But if he could just put this ball down, I won't have to actually tackle him. Ponga came from the opposite corner and ran past him.
He was calculating Lockie Miller was trying to calculate, whether Fafita would drop dead before he got to the try line, and he was preying on it.
You ever heard of this thing called whiskey throttle?
No.
So back in the days when motorbikes were first commonly available, in America they used to have all of these incidents where they would find these cunts that had just splattered their motorcycle and themselves on a windy road into the side of a mountain. Right? So the road curves around and it's fairly curvy, but the motorcycle at top speed went into this fucking wall in the daytime, so it wasn't like a darkness thing.
Yeah.
And they assumed that these cunts just must have been drunk. Because back then you could drink and get into an automobile and fucking go for your life.
Childhood.
Yeah.
Right? So they started to name it Whiskey Throttle.
Right.
So you were so drunk that it was broad daylight and you just missed this corner and just went straight at full speed into the fucking side of the mountain.
Right.
Turns out what it was that there are speeds at which our brain can't think quickly enough to make a decision that it sure is correct.
Right.
And what happens with our brains is we will make no decision over a decision we can't be sure is right.
Right.
So while their brain's going, fuck, do I brake or do I turn? Do I... They're making no decision.
Yep.
Splat.
Right.
I think that's what happened to Lockie Miller.
Whiskey
so in a way, you actually
Miller.
are. I mean, so in a way, you are actually complimenting him by saying that he is traversing the field at an incredible speed.
Well, there are some things that unless your brain can be sure you are making a good decision, tackling David Fafita is one of those.
David Fafita, by contrast, an absolute Mensa level fucking brain, just scoring the try, putting the ball down. Delight.
He didn't have to make a decision though. He just had to run until he had to fall.
Yeah.
Like that was it. He wasn't like trying to calculate the angle at which he wouldn't fucking have his pec torn off his body.
Implode into a fine powder on the fucking rugby league field.
Fucking, there we go. Hammers. 5 weeks in a row scoring 26 points for a 2-3 record. Hashtag somebody kill me, please. Yes. Results in your butthole, Hammers. Zach. Titans hate the tough stuff and Ponga will be Queensland fullback. Fuck. Nathan. The Knights surged in defence after 60 minutes and blew away the Titans. Noughts. Defence was not selected as an option for this game. Titans lost the lead and lost interest. Expecting the same for the next 2 weeks. Then some more good wins. It's a consistent cycle. It's a good point. Can you imagine, like, the Dolphins in a game like this? I don't think that they'd have that fade in that the Titans did.
Yeah.
Scott, Titans never win in Newcastle. I'm surprised anyone tipped us. Poor second halves after 5 years of poor first halves. Literally never a complete game. That's what happens when a bunch of players barely old enough to drink in Vegas. Hopefully maturity comes. Dave said, funny how Ponga can play footy when he wants a Queensland jersey. Well, there you go. It's him and fucking Luai this week, wasn't it? Gus, that's the Queensland jersey debate over with, unless Ponga gets a knock. Great skill shown in all areas. Even the chase of Fafita for his full length was impressive, as was Fafita, of course. That size moving at that speed is quite a sight. Don't know why they don't have him run from deeper more.
They don't want him to get
Cameron,
whiskey throttle.
David Fafita is the fastest bloke in the NRL.
And look, let's be clear. I mean, you're talking about the Queensland origin thing. I mean, Queensland are renowned for favouring incumbents anyway, and I think a fit and able Kalen Ponga was going to get selected anyway. But Reece Walsh is 100% fucking getting selected as well.
Yeah,
because Ponga. Yeah, like as great as Ponga played this game, and as great as some of his performances in State of Origin level have been in the past, you cannot fucking in Origin where they let shit go even as well, and people are trying to put the fucking shots on more. Like Ponga with that whiplash, a kick return and getting whiplashed by a fucking strong chasing side trying to put it on him.
If you're New South Wales,
you can't go into the game and risk it.
Do you risk an early 10 in the bin?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Test him.
And knock him out straight
early.
away. Do it legally, super heavy. You might concede a penalty because you get him a little bit hard or a little bit late or whatever. But yeah, fucking oath.
Soft shell crab. Let's go.
Right, and final game, the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks 20 defeat the mighty Manly Seas Eagles 14. The Sharks tries to hunt Katoa and Jesse Ramian. Nico 3 conversions and a penalty goal. Seagulls 14 tries the Ruben Garrick and Lachlan Croker. Garrick 2 conversions and a penalty goal. This was a fucking shit game, and I say that on behalf of both sides because fuck me, the Sharks really had an opportunity to take advantage of the injuries and the selections, particularly on the left-hand side of the field for Manly, and they just completely fucking failed to do it. And I think actually Manly got really lucky in that this game had some incredible... Like normally when a side sustains injuries, you don't really feel happy about it. But in this game, Manly got... Woodsy broke his hand. So he's got 4 weeks apparently. Something happened to Tuolangi, like he's going to have a plate inserted in his face.
Oh.
And
surely you're not happy about that.
And O'Shea did his shoulder subluxed and they couldn't put it back in. So he's on the high end of that sort of injury as well. So what this means is that 3 of the lesser performing players, in fact 2 of the worst performing players in the side, are now out for a reasonable period of time, let's say a month minimum, which then allows the guys that people want to see in the side come in. And not just, not being shuffled around, not being put in, in
does that mean Sexy Tongs is coming in?
And you actually get... No, not he's in the squad this week. I don't think he'll start this week. Let me tell you, it's my fucking number one dream in life to see to see the young man. I was watching some fucking highlight videos today actually, and I mean, it's fucking so sexy to see a real hooker playing rugby league instead of these fucking makeshift fucking guys. And because he's so little, like the way he sort of ducks into the line and then just teleports and emerges 5 meters out the back of the line and he's away. It's just I can't fucking wait for him to debut. But he's not going to be there. He's not going to be there this weekend. But the time is absolutely coming, and I hope it's not like an injury thing where he has to wait for an injury to get in. Because I mean, he's from his performances in Reggie's. I mean, he's young, but he's fucking ready. Like he's shown it. He showed it in the trials. He's ready. But we get some other guys are going to get their chances to cement some spots, and this week coming up, and only one, potentially one potato in the side, coming in this weekend, who I don't think we're ever going to be able to get out of the side. But on this game, though, I thought the Sharks were going to put it on. I mean, the Sharks looked, they came out fairly strong at the start. I think the injuries actually got the substitutes onto the field that plugged up the weaknesses and made it really clear where the weaknesses were. I mean, particularly that with the injury for Schuster has brought in Cooper Johns, obviously, and I think that it's just weakened down the line where you got Cooper Johns, then you got Tuolangi, who hasn't been a great defender, and into Brad Parker, who is good tackler, but can be bad decision maker. And when you put bad decisions inside him, and you got these three guys in a row, it just makes it really fucking hard.
Yeah.
To get any kind of like consistency and like combination and stuff there, and that's the place, and that's where it gets exploited. It's probably the worst edge in the entire fucking competition at the moment. Now, in one fell swoop, you get Schuster coming back this week. You get Tuolangi's gone for a while, so you get a good defender in there, and then you get then hopefully you get to see what the fuck's going. A bit of improvement on that side of things. Again, second half, good solid second half. After a poor first half, and you just can't fucking succeed in the fucking league playing one half of football as other sides that we've mentioned just in in previous game even. You just can't get away with that shit. I mean, if I was a Sharks fan, I would have been disappointed that this was a live game going right up to the final hooter. I mean, Manly didn't have a great chance to score, but they received a penalty with no time left and could kick it downfield and sort of had one shot to fucking tie it up kind of situation. It shouldn't have been that close. I mean, the Sharks probably should have fucking won this game by 30, and I honestly don't know what it was that was holding them back either. But
is it a little bit of what the Souths had? As in, we're going into this and no one's going to be impressed if we beat these guys.
No idea. I mean, I don't think that the Sharks are the Rabbits in terms of the perception around the league and that sort of thing. You remember they were coming off a loss where they got fucked on by the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
So they had a massive point to prove. I would have thought, and I don't think they entirely did it. I mean, to be honest. So I guess we'll see. Look at them going forward because they've certainly fallen off a bit from. Remember how they were sort of just gamely hanging on to start the season, and they were getting some wins and they were getting some valiant sort of losses, and it's okay because Nico's going to be back in round 5 or whatever, and then he came back and they just started fucking pounding people, and you're like, oh my fucking god, here we go. This is the Sharks. This is what they're going to look like. They've really fallen off from that over the last couple of weeks.
It's a little bit surprising that I don't see clubs game planning for. It was like those Manly years where Manly was good, but then all of a sudden DCE was your sole point of attack, and everything ran through him. And all you had to do was shut him down. I'm really surprised. I don't see teams doing that to Cronulla because you shut Nico down. That's probably been a feature of the Manly last couple of weeks as well. I think I said it on the show. It reminds me of that Blake Green era when he left. Because with Cooper Johns, I mean, that fucking guy he is so timid now. I don't know what happened to him a month ago or something, but that dude's fucking terrified of contact. Yeah.
And will not run the ball to the line, and he just basically kills. I mean, Manly's attack has a couple of different phases, and one of them is daily kicking or going short to fucking Homoli who tramples someone.
Yep.
But the other one is the massive sweeps where Tom chooses where he's going to interject himself. Who's going to be a decoy? Is it going to go short to Parker and he'll battering ram over, or is it going to bypass him and go out to Garrick to score? And when you've got guys when you've got Johns doing nothing, there's no chance for any that entire side attacking wise. It's just fucking dead at the moment. So.
That's it. Nasty. Hammers. Manly sacked Des because he couldn't win without Turbo. Only to sign Seabold, who can't win with Turbo. Makes you think. Terry. He said, so is Siebes on the chopping block yet? Tim.
No chance.
It looked like the Sharks were using this as an opposed training session. Never really at full tilt. Dave, Seabold is not the answer to Manly. He has taken them backwards. Horrible to watch. I must say, DCE is having a crack at 34 years old. Troy, Sharks missing a lot of players and never really left second gear all game. Still a disappointing results. Liam, With Woods and Johns in the team, we have no chance. A plotter and a playmaker that doesn't make plays. There you go. You've just echoed every Manly fan's thoughts.
Yep, and they're both not on the side this week, mate. So
Man of the
it's all
people.
good.
You're in their heads. You know what they're thinking.
And that Manly had like a members council thing tonight as well. So I had some friends at that one, and I was sort of sending some questions to ask and everything. And I'll tell you, I love the stuff that Mestrov is saying. Hopefully it's true, because people were asking me about the squad and everything, and because they've got a player left to bring in, they've got a player spot to fill before June 30.
Yep.
And so the word is it's just going to be it could be a half, it could be a back row. It just depends on injuries really. They're just going to wait till closer. But he says that he admits that there's a lot of dead wood in the roster that Siebes inherited, and big changes are coming next year. So that fills me with hope for some of the Brad Parkers of the world. And
it's pretty standard sound.
It is, but I don't. If the club's got dead wood in there that you want to get rid of. I mean, like everyone's not going to say that sort of thing. But there's a lot of good information there, but it's probably more for Manly fans. So ask me if you want to know. But about because they just brought Tubes in as well, and pathway stuff, and just things about the focus of their recruitment, things like that as well. I mean, I don't think they're going to be busting in people from Western Sydney as much. They're still going to recruit from there, but I don't think they're going to be as much.
There you go.
I think they're trying to get some more locals in, because one of the things I mentioned that the under-16 side that Matt Orford came back to coach this year were undefeated in their rep season, and it was 100% Northern Beaches locals kids. So
yeah, wow,
which is nice. Right, apparently the USA game's on too, so we need to fucking get a sponsor to send us to Vegas in fucking February. to go and fucking have the TWiL Nation hangover.
What was that? What's in?
There's going to be 2 games in the trials. I think Souths are going to be. It might be Souths versus Manly and another game, or it might be Manly versus someone and Souths versus someone.
I'll tell you what. Let's start mind-numbing that now. I reckon we put it out there. We'll have a raffle, and it's $100 a ticket. And first prize is you get to come with us.
Yeah, how good.
Fuck yeah, that'd cover it.
It probably would. There you go.
And you get to set the agenda, and you get to be Real Dad's minder, because he gets loose in Vegas. And look, if you want to have Real Dad steal fucking a tiger off Mike Tyson or something, yeah,
got to do it.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Imagine. Okay, so new stuff. We kind of spoke about Hook getting frog marched out of there the other day, so we don't really need to go through that again. As far as I can tell, Jason Riles is still the favourite. He's probably the one that they most desired, and that's fair enough. I feel like he's the next coach up across the league. And I don't know what his situation. Do you know what his contract situation is with the Roosters?
No.
Doesn't really matter. They let him out, don't they? They don't try and get in front of people's.
Do they really sign assistants to contracts, or are you just employed as an assistant?
I think they do. I mean, especially when they want to try and I feel that they would want to keep Riles as a successor to Robbo one day. I also think that Riles on his side may have been also coveting the Storm position a bit, and with Bellamy pushing his end date out another year this week. Yeah. That might help him make the decision,
It's been pretty clear who Bellamy's successor is going to be for a long time. Be Billy Slater.
Yeah, I don't think it's been locked. That's been locked in. I mean, but I think what happens now is that maybe it will be locked in, because if a strong candidate like Riles has the opportunity to start his career and doesn't want to, wait another year, and if he's been sort of like, look, I'll wait and see what happens when Craig goes.
Yeah.
Then but a bit of a basket case to fucking jump into for your first job too.
Fucking is. Look, who knows? Maybe the Roosters have said to him, fucking go, get your experience, run this, and then come back to us.
Yeah.
I think, but yeah.
Who knows? Maybe the clock's ticking now, and the Roosters got till the end of the year to sack Robbo,
Ooh. There you go, huh?
aka Trent with a budget. Now, France have pulled out of as the host of the 2025 Rugby League World Cup.
Oh.
Did they surrender?
I said it on social. Surprise. French people surrendering at the first sign of fucking hardship.
In fact, the ABC, where I'm reading this article, is the International Rugby League has expressed its dismay after France surrendered its hosting rights for the 2025 Rugby League World Cup.
Love it.
And like it puts me like I'm of two more. I mean, it obviously sucks, and someone will stand up. I've seen that like Qatar have tried to jump up and go, listen, yeah, we can do it. I mean, obviously they've got all the infrastructure because they just had the Soccer World Cup. But the thing is, on one hand, you want to go hard at France and just go, you know, these fucking idiots.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's not really the French rugby. It's not really a French rugby league because you remember, like in World War II, with the Nazi collaborating Vichy government, it was propped up, and it was strong supporters of the French rugby union. And so during that time, they outlawed rugby league, took the players, fields, funds, everything for French rugby. And yeah, because they were Nazi collaborators, and when the Nazis rolled in, they fucking, you know, got to enact their agendas against league. That's the relationship of rugby league versus union in France. Like when people talk about rugby union being shit cunts, it's a reality over there.
Yeah,
and again, you know, so while I want to condemn the France in general for this thing, I mean, you don't want rugby union to win there either.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? So
the unfortunate reality is no one ever hosts a sporting event, a global sporting event, doesn't make money on its own.
No.
You know, you do it for the halo effect, and it's things like it boosts tourism and it, you know, all these other things.
Mm.
But local governments and national governments need to tip in funds.
Yes.
For these things to work. And at the moment, I don't think France has a lot of cash. Like they're rioting in the street because they changed the fucking retirement age by like 2 years.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and fuck, we love a strike in Australia. Love a fucking strike. They raised the pension age by 5 years here, and it was a news story for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So, does Qatar have a team?
Well, that's the
They
thing,
could
isn't
buy
it?
one.
I mean, yeah.
The Qatar Tigers might get a start at the World Cup.
The Tigers. Fuck. Writes itself.
Yeah, it does. But well, you know, I'm sure, you know, imagine Brisbane hosting, trying to get some new infrastructure in there for the Olympics. Yeah, I could handle a World Cup played here.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Have a magic round here to sort of start off, you know, the first round of games or something.
That'd be awesome.
Do the same thing. Give Townsville a magic round of games.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
It'd be the shit.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway, if there's no other
you know what would
news-
be nice? You know what would be fucking nice? If the NRL had its own digital platform. You know, if it had
can
kept
you
control, and then it could say, you know what? If you can fucking geolocate us from France, we will give you free access to the season leading up to the World Cup to get you used to the game of rugby league, and to get you used to some of the fucking players you'll see and this, and have a French-speaking person, you know, explain the rules.
Jimmy Maloney with a fucking bottle of red.
There you go. Wouldn't that be fucking great?
Jimmy and fucking Mitchell Pearce.
If the NRL
over a bottle of red talking about the round's actions
had kept control of its own digital future and could swoop in and say, hey France, I'll tell you what, you let us boost some fucking popularity in your country, this is what we'll do for you. host the fucking World Cup, man.
Yep.
But they fucking didn't because they're cucks.
Yeah. Is there any other news articles you want to talk about, Glennie? No. They were the big ones, obviously, the coaching roller coaster, or roundabout, sorry. Right, so we move on to this week. The Warriors have a bye this week. First game, Thursday night game. The Brisbane Broncos take on the Penrith Panthers. And this one, shock, is at Suncorp. This is the return match to the round 1 game where the Broncos eked out a narrow victory over the Panthers to start them on their run. This time, though, the Panthers have actually come to play. The Broncos side is going to be without Adam Reynolds.
Oof.
Replacing him, a very able replacement in Jockey Madden. The Panthers side, unchanged. How many do the Panthers
50.
win by?
Yeah.
50. Yeah, so 50-0. So, but are you saying that certainly the Panthers are going to put a 50 burger on the Broncos, and their chances of winning the comp?
No Reynolds. They'll go into this not expecting to win Brisbane, which is a shit mindset when you're up against Penrith. And I think Penrith were in a mood last week, and I think that continues this week, and they blow Brisbane off the park.
Mate, I got to say, I don't think Brisbane go into this game expecting to lose.
I'm not sure any professional sports team really. I mean, I watched all that West Tigers show, and they never went into games expecting to lose. And they were fucking terrible.
Just not going to admit it to anyone, but they
But-
can't. They can't beat
They
Penrith.
were always in
They
the fucking
cannot
game
beat
back then.
Penrith.
Penrith need a defensive display like they put on last week. And the danger for them is that, we're back. We're back. Look what we did to the Roosters. We're back. Phone it in. And Brisbane always play well against Penrith. Even in those years where we were dominating everyone else in the comp, some of our worst performances were against Brisbane at Suncorp. But
That's true.
Still, Penrith should be too strong here.
Yeah, I don't know about 50. 20 easily, though, I reckon. Yep. The Dragons take on the Roosters Friday night, 6 p.m. And the Dragons side. Finai is out. Mbaya is out. Zach Lomax immediately reinstated, and I think to his preferred side at that. And Lids comes in at number 9. So Jaden Sullivan goes from halfback to the bench. Ben Hunt goes from hooker to halfback. Do you think that Ryan Carr has been reading the fucking tea leaves and reading Twitter to see what to make some extremely fan friendly moves? The Rooster side. Okay, so Manu's out. Fletcher Baker, he's out. Drew Hutchison comes into halfback. Inga Butcher to the second row. Keary moves from halfback to 5/8. Turpin moves from hooker to bench. Crichton goes second row to bench. Nat Butcher second row to bench. Brandon Smith bench to hooker. And Satili Tupanua bench to second row.
A couple of things for me in this game. Dragons with the new coach bounce back. And Roosters horrible last week. Drew Hutchinson at 7. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. The Dragons will win 1-12.
Wow. And look, just for people who might be, skeptical about Glennie's prediction, listen to any episode of this show and how he feels about the Dragons. I mean, he's and their fan base. He doesn't give them this lightly.
Absolutely not. I mean, the Dragons. It's a sad indictment on where the Roosters are at the moment. The Dragons, an absolute cesspool of the NRL, full of rapists,
Jesus,
and people stealing a fucking living, and supported by a fan base of racists and
legitimate, literal Nazis, Glennie.
And people that have nothing better to do with their time than watch movies. And that's it. That's all they do. They wake up, they watch movies, they go to bed, they rinse and repeat, and they do it all over again. The entire organisation is inhabited by and supported by cunts, and I still think they'll beat the Roosters.
Oh, they got dudes that eat the porridge out of escort pussies as well.
There is that. I'm not sure that's a positive.
They pay. No, I wasn't rebutting you. I was just adding to your evidence dossier. All right, now bookies have the Roosters $1.45 favourites
Bookies
here.
have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
Jesus
I've got to assume that the Roosters are going to, they got to bounce back. I mean, not from a coach situation, but from a poor defeat.
Yeah, that's it.
And the Dragons
Drew
aren't.
Hutchinson at 7, please.
Drew Hutchinson. You're gonna say at the end of the game, Drew Hutchinson. 6 Dally M points. Rabbitohs take on the Parramatta Eels, and this one's at Allianz, the Rabbitohs side. They are losing Jed Cartwright from the bench and bringing in Daniel Saluka-Fafita. The Eels side, Dunster, Jacob Arthur, and Sean Lane out. In comes Sean Russell, Mitchell Moses, and Ofiki Ogden, respectively. Bryce Cartwright goes to the second row from the bench.
I said the Eels were racking up losses. Here's another
one.
And a
Here comes another one.
Too.
Yeah.
From the way they defended last week to go up against this fucking South Sydney side, who were already the best left side in attack, all of a sudden have fucking unlocked Campbell Graham, and now they'll kill you on the right side as well. Yeah, there's no way South loses.
Yep, I'm inclined to agree. The Sharks take on the Newcastle Knights. This one is happening at Coffs Harbour. And the Sharky side, they lose Cameron McInnes from the front row. And I don't mean the hooker position. And bring in Oregon Kafusi. The Knights, they what do they got here? Leo Thompson goes from front row to lock, and Jack Hetherington locked the front row. Otherwise, unchanged from the team that dominated the Titans last week. Sharks heavy favourites.
I expect the Sharks to win, and win quite handily. I think they'll be disappointed in the way that that game against Manly ended up and finished far closer than what it should have. Knights will put up a fight. I think they'll be buoyed by last week's performance, Ponga in particular. But I think the Sharks are just probably a little bit too gritty, a little bit too tough. And then the polish from Hines and Kennedy, I think, will be too much for the Knights.
Yeah, on paper, absolutely agree with you. In practice, though, for me, Knights are overperforming, Sharks are underperforming over recent starts. So I would anticipate the Sharks will win, but let's see. It's another Origin audition for Ponga, and let's see what he can do with in terms of not getting knocked out of the game.
Again, up against a definite New South Wales contender. Needs a big one. Needs a fucking big one.
Yep. The West Tigers take on North Queensland Cowboys at Leichhardt Oval. This is one of those games, Glennie. Unchanged 21-22, sorry, for the Tigers. The Cowboys, Jermaine Tunua-Brown is out. Riley Price comes in. That's a benchy. And, this is one of your traditional... The West Tigers own the Cowboys. West Tigers always beat the Cowboys.
Well, look, I only say that because we always beat the Cowboys. It's written. It's written in rugby league folklore. We've done it early in seasons. We've done it late in seasons. We've done it in semi-finals. And look, we haven't beaten a lot of teams in semi-finals. We haven't even played a lot of teams in semi-finals. Somehow we've managed to play the Cowboys in 2 finals games, one of which being a grand final, and destroyed them both times. It feels like yesterday.
That was nearly 20 years ago.
That's not saying much, though.
What I am saying is that...
we've been through this. We went through every grand final winner for the last 30 years, and they all beat that 2005 Tigers team. So if that team could beat the Cowboys... saying you beat them isn't a flex.
Well, I'm just we're talking about our predictions for the games. It's not really a flex.
If
I
you
mean, back in
remember-
2005, that was around the time when the Cowboys were getting the spoon.
Yeah.
So to beat the Spooners in a grand final
It's
isn't really
quite an
much of
impressive
anything, is
performance
it?
actually for the Spooners to make the grand final.
This is the thing, though. If you remember, Glennie, we went through the losers of every
went
grand
through.
final.
I wasn't a participant.
And
I
they
also
would
didn't
also
care
beat
then,
the 2005
and I still don't care
Titans.
now. The Cowboys again. The bookies showing that they understand nothing about the sport. Installing Cowboys away from home where they're horrible, against the Tigers where they're horrible. $1.60 favourites. Fucking please. Put yourself into an early retirement and load up on the Tigers. 13 plus, Cowboys without a chance in this game.
Look, the thing that worries me, as someone who is an advocate for West Tigers victories like myself, the thing
All
that
the
worries
offensive shit
me...
you've ever said, that's heading towards the top of the list.
Oh, if you subscribe to our Patreon, please tell Glenn who the fucking person who is most enthusiastically cheering for the West Tigers in Game Companions is. Tell this cunt, because he's clearly got a fucking goldfish memory.
This is the sort of argument. This
How-
is the sort
how
of
fu-
argument
how
that makes
dare
my
you?
wife
How
love
fucking
you.
dare you?
Because you have this way and a tone that you go about it where you sound very convincing. And my wife falls for it every
But that's
time.
true though. But that's true
you're
though.
right. That
The
is
shit that, like, on those Game Companions, I'm trying to wheel those cunts over the line for you, and you're just sitting there just like, mute, like a fucking Broncos fan at Lang Park. Now, the thing that worries me about this one is that the Cowboys, while only the last fortnight they've sort of been showing glimpses of what they were last year. In doing so, they've scored many, many points. And their attack is one part that seems to be clicking. Now, the West Tigers, as much as they can manage their way through a game and control the game between the 20-metre lines, defending pretty well, cannot fucking score points. For like this is the type of game that would probably be a shootout. And the West Tigers don't carry fucking loaded weapons into these games, unfortunately. So I just don't know how they're going to score enough points to get it done. Because the Cowboys, even if they're playing poorly and letting some tries in from the West Tigers, which is obviously evidence of playing, defending poorly, I still think they score far more points.
Yeah.
To say
in
I
that kind of
disagree
game.
would be a reasonable understatement.
The Dolphins take on the Melbourne Storm, Suncorp Stadium. The Dolphins side, they deserve to fucking lose because they've dropped fucking Val Meninga from the side.
Oh, no.
Farmer Silly is out, and Mason Teague as well. So they're bringing in Branko Lee to replace the fucking most revelation of a player that we've seen probably in the last 25, 30 years in the game of rugby league, for Branko Lee. Jesse Bromwich returns Ray Stone to the bench. Storm side. Kamika goes from front row to bench. Nelson goes from bench to front row. Otherwise, unchanged 22.
Hot take. Dolphins 1-12.
Here we go.
Don't hate it. Also, I refuse to rule them out from any of these games either.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, the Storm may click and become the Storm that they're supposed to be and fucking put it on them. But I mean, the Dolphins, they haven't really had it put on them this season.
I think
I mean, they are the prototypical always in a fucking game side in
I think
competition.
those the Bromwich boys and Kafusi against their old club. Kafusi's been good the whole season when he's been on the park.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go to another level against his old club. Marshall King, tough assignment for him. Going up against Harry Grant, but I think it's a good test. It's a good test to see where the Dolphins are at, and I think the Storm are slowly finding their rhythm this season. But I'm going to tip the Dolphins in a tight one.
Nice.
I would anticipate the Storm will win, but I mean, when you look at the lineups, it's, the Dolphins can hold them or beat them through the forwards.
Yeah.
I think they just need that little bit of luck. I think they're going to, they're going to stay in the game no matter what happens. Even more so, than the game last week with with the Broncos, where the Storm sort of, had them covered. And the Broncos got it a little bit closer at the end and sort of tried to pour it on the comeback. But I think the Dolphins will stick with them a bit better than that. But I expect the Storm to win.
Yep, correct.
And given they've got Grant Atkins officiating this one.
Oh God!
It won't be. Well, no, it won't be an absolute cunt circus like fucking that little redhead fucking
continuity for
the little redheaded main character.
Yeah, fuck.
What's his name? Todd. I mean, he's such a fucking Todd.
Fucking
His
Todd.
name, is it Todd Smith? Is it Todd Smith? That guy? Yeah, he's such a fucking Todd.
Yeah. Fuck all the Todds. All of them. Every last one of them.
I'm just rattling through. I'm just rattling through the Todds. I'm just trying to think.
Cunts,
yeah, no, you're right, Glennie.
Those two tennis, he's like, those two tennis playing Todds. They're the most annoying fucking sports people ever.
Yeah, go and sell fucking yogurt, you cunts.
Yeah.
The Doggies take on the Titans. Acor Stadium and Doggy side. Blake Wilson is out. Franklin Pele is out. In comes Josh Addo-Carr and Samuel Hughes to the bench. Reynolds goes from 5'8" to the bench. And Carl Olapu goes from bench to 5'8". So Reynolds is taking his first step to not being in the fucking side. The Gold Coast Titans. Fasuna Malawi, Isaac, is out. Aaron Clark comes in to the bench to replace him. What's happening?
I'm going to tip the Titans. Although the Bulldogs do welcome back 30-odd% of their attacking potency in Addo-Carr.
Do you think Birdo's forgotten how to do the kick now, though?
No. I reckon that'll be on, but I don't think the Bulldogs can handle the Titans up front, to be quite honest. Fafita on an edge and Foran, Khan Pereira, Jaden Campbell's slowly working his way into his season. I think the Titans actually do a fair job on the Bulldogs, so 13 plus.
Oof. Like, they can score points.
And the Dogs are shit. Make no mistake about it.
Slight favourites, the Titans. $1.80 as opposed to $2 for the Dogs, but I'll be tipping the Titans.
That's probably by virtue of the heavy loss the Titans had last week in the capitulation. Titans, what are the odds on the Titans scoring exactly 26 points? And if they got to 26 points, even if they're losing, they kick a field goal just to be like, fuck this. We've got to break the bad juju of 26. I expect the Titans to win. I expect the Titans to win easily.
Yep.
Fuck the Dogs. Finally, the Canberra Raiders take on the mighty Manly Seabs Eagles in Canberra. The Raiders side have been going well at the moment. They've been cruising along very nicely at the moment. Particularly when it comes to the starting hooker, Zach Wolford, and the interchange of Tom Starling. This week, Danny Levi returns from his broken jaw and he's straight back into the fucking side. Starling will start moving up from the bench, but Danny Levi comes on in jersey number 14. That is what we call in this game a negative fucking selection. Manly, on the other hand, packed with positive selections. Cooper Johns out. Kelma Tuolangi out. Josh Aloye out. Aaron Woods out. In comes Josh Schuster, Jake Trbojevic, Samuel Afenu, and Ben Condon makes his Manly debut. Ben Trbojevic goes from bench to the second row, where he's generally played second halves of the games recently, where Manly have won the second half or competed much better than the first. Jared Sutton on the refereeing and Ashley Klein in the fucking video referee box doesn't fill me with a world of hope. The two most hateful fucking anti-Manly referees in the game. But I mean, when we talk about the negative selection of Danny Levi coming back into the side versus the positive selections of Schuster, Jakey Turbo, and Samuel Alfanu coming into the side for Manly at the expense of guys like Woodsy, Tuolangi, Aloiai, and Cooper Johns. I see nothing. I see nothing but a dominant Manly win. Like, it won't even be fucking close. Schuster's been absolutely fucking flogged by Spud over the last couple of weeks. He's lost 89 kilos in 2 weeks. And
he's
he
now
fucking
148
ready.
kilos. Congratulations to the young man.
He's been fucking honed by a CTE riddled fucking prop who forgets how many reps he's done and just flogs the cunt to within an inch of his life. And so he's going to be ready to commence his reign of terror over the NRL, and the Raiders. The Raiders are the first fucking
Raiders
victims.
Heavy favourites, and they deserve to be 6 in a row. $1.55 to $2.45, please.
I see $1.60, $2.30 here in front of me.
Stop looking at Nathan Bet.
You're obviously. Well, Nathan Bet, Manly are fucking $1.01. Raiders are blowing out to $13.60.
Seems Bet.
Homeless Bet.
So yeah, all your money on Manly. Spend all your winnings on some fucking Maccas and some beers. Take a nap. Order a sundae. Take a fucking nap. Wake up. Order another sundae. Drink the first one because it's melted. Eat the second one. That's your fucking Sunday night sorted, boys.
So, Glennie, what you need to do is start sending a WhatsApp message that someone at Manly has started an OnlyFans with Siebes' daughter, and then we'll ring him and say that we're internet detectives and can find the person who started it. And he'll go off the fucking rails again.
For exactly, well, no. What you do, the price of the internet sleuthing is exactly the price of 3 return tickets to Las Vegas and like 3 or 4 days accommodation. That's how it works. That's the play right there.
Oh no! Do you know what?
What?
We can't do that because you know what the rugby league gods will do to us? They'll make fucking Grover win.
Oh, yeah.
I'll die. I'll legit die. I won't make it back from that. I'll end up in a desert somewhere.
Yeah, and Glennie too. I mean, if he's like, if what you were saying, like part of the conditions are, they get to sort of, set Glennie's itinerary, or like, puppet master Glennie while they're over there. I mean,
yeah,
I wouldn't fucking wish that on anyone.
Stand up model citizen. David Haddon.
That's legit. Get your fucking affairs in order stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, that is it for episode 515. Thanks for listening. As always, just head to thisweekinleague.com and you'll get all the links to the socials, Patreon, and much more. I'm going to be rocking out the hoodie designs over the next day or two. There's going to be at least 5 different colorways that people will be able to select this time. So, to cover a couple of different situations for the ladies, non-trademarked term, state of origin, state allegiance, colour schemes, and more. So
I'll tell you the other thing. Can we just get an expression of interest? Like, if you put it up there for fucking kid sizes.
Yes.
Because they are fucking legit. The kids love them.
Yep.
Comfy as fuck.
Yep.
They've gotten years in, they've gotten enough wear out of them, but they're now handing them down the line.
Yeah.
So they grow out of them before they wear out.
Yeah. No, that's fine, because I don't think we have to set up separate jobs or anything for the kids ones. I think I'll have to go back over last year's ones and see what they did with those. But yeah, I can put the kid size up there and just put the sizing info and just read the sizing info, do your measurements on your kids' clothes, and
in a consensual way.
Yeah. When they're not in them.
Yes.
And when they're not in them, maybe let them be until they can put some other clothes on, then say, measure that,
That's it.
Because we don't have any of those sorts of fucking situations. Now,
I've had one of those.
That's
before.
it. Yeah. Now, anything else, boys, to add before we fucking pull a pin on this one? Just under the 2-hour mark.
Fuck yes. Can I say I'm shocked? I'm fucking shocked at the lack of Origin bolter talk in the league.
Really?
There is some legitimate talk about selections, and it's based on form. It's the Luai versus Nico.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Ponga versus Reece Walsh sort of situation.
Ponga versus Walsh.
Yep.
The absolute fucking shit show that is the racist James Tedesco keeping the greatest fullback in the game out of the Origin
That
jersey.
is full time on episode whatever the fuck that was.
That was fucking facts, Glennie. That was the form fullback of the competition.
Blah, blah, blah. Dream Bullet not even eligible.
Fucking stop it.
Oh,
Stop it.
That's how you shut it down. Hey, Glennie,
we all know New South Wales Rugby League's racist.
Are we going to do a Monday night episode next week, Glennie? Put us out of our misery now. Yeah?
Yeah?
Nah.
Yep. Don't see what.
You haven't got like any Croatians or something lobbing up?
Not at this stage, no. Listen, I don't do it a lot. I don't do it lightly because Monday is my preferred fucking day, if I'm honest with you. But
just fucking with you, buddy.
Maybe out for Monday night, touch football, and then a backup game Wednesday and training Tuesday. Took an intercept tonight. I hurt my calf last week at training. I've been
a bit of got a case of the Schusters.
Been rehabbing it with compression and all the things that athletes such as myself do. Took an intercept tonight. Took off.
Do you mean just
ran
putting
10
your body weight on
meters,
it? Does that
fucked it completely. Tore it.
Fucking
sore as shit.
So how many weeks out? How many weeks out?
4 days rehab and probably waddle up and down the sideline again on Monday night. We'll see how we go.
How's the coaching, Glennie? I'm over 2 rounds, undefeated over 2 teams.
Okay, we've had a forfeit, a loss, and a bye, and
fucking hell, genius.
But we have
that's a 500 record in my books.
I'll take it. No, I'm excited about the potential in the team. Few too many turnovers from Dreadlocks, which he's got to get out of his game. And but no.
Have you had to have any "I'm not your dad" at training moments?
I did say
like run some laps.
No, he's good. He's good with that. The banter.
Do you call him Jake? Do you call him Jake? The
No, I don't. But yeah. So Monday afternoons are extremely full on, right? So Leah has a tennis lesson, or tennis group session thing. So I pick him up from school. Leah has tennis. I drop him at tennis, and then come home, get Jackson. We go to basketball. Normally, I have enough time to get changed. Last Monday night, did not. Then after basketball, we played touch football. Anyway, touch football was cancelled, and I ring my son, say, hey, need you to get me some gear, just get me some clothes together so I can get changed at basketball. We're not going to have time, so just throw some shit in a bag and I'll get changed when we get to the courts. Yeah, no worries. He gets in the car. We get out onto the main sort of highway into Toowoomba there. I said, oh, you grab my clothes? Oh, yeah. What'd you get? I got you a shirt. And I think at this stage in the afternoon, it might have been 9 degrees. Gets me a shirt and a pair of tracksuit pants. I was like, oh, yeah, sweet. Did you get my shoes? Oh, no, I forgot. So I've had to conduct the entire training session in a pair of Nike Air RM Williams boots and my Toowoomba uniform.
Isn't that how they play?
They should. It'd be very fucking entertaining. But no, excited about the potential in the team. I'm unfortunately will not be able to be on the sideline on Friday night because I have a date with my wife. But interested to watch the game on video.
You commit to a lot of shit and then don't show up.
Don't know about that. What don't I show up to?
Monday nights.
Yeah, I
Monday
show up
nights.
to a podcast and I'm here right now. Under
Committed to
extreme
coach your son.
duress. But I'm still here.
Oh, imagine this. Imagine this for 14 hours on a plane, nation. Imagine listening to that dynamic for 14 hours on a plane to Vegas. Get your raffle tickets now.
Good times.
All right.
All right.
That's it, boys.
See ya.
We're out.
Riveting coaching content, but now we're going to pull it. Now we're over 2 hours. Look what you've fucking
Anyway,
done.
go fuck yourself. See you.
Later.
Bye.